All right, Panther fans. So I have something to say here. It's going to take me a minute. Stu knows. He doesn't know what I'm going to say, but so first things first. Woke up this morning, recap last night, fastest moving one ever, 1,300, 1,400 views already. So thank you all. And that is part of what I have to say here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. So I started this channel 2016. And those of you who have been with me long enough, you know the health struggles, et cetera, et cetera. Matthias struggles. I've done recaps where Matthias has just done kicked holes on the wall. And so I figured this video probably going to get a lot more views than normal as well. So I figured I'll spit this out now because it's been meaning to say it. So when I give everybody thanks for watching, and when I give everybody thanks for joining the Patreon and the YouTube memberships, what you guys don't see on my end, because I don't talk about my personal stuff a lot, but what you guys don't see is Lyme disease kind of robbed me of my ability to really go out and get a job and function outside the house. And what you guys see in the recaps at night is usually a result of me having slept 3 to 4 hours extra during the day. And by the time I'm doing the recap, I've had probably 4 to 6 grams of kratom and coffee to make myself appear to be functional. But what everybody around the house gets is exhausted and full of body pain. The pandemic destroyed my Amazon business, sent me into bankruptcy. And now the only thing I was hanging on was my eBay business was good until, well, I'm not getting political, but let's just say until the economy is taking a crap. So when I say thank you for watching, and thank you for spending the 3 or the 5, or some of you have spent $25 a month on the Patreon and YouTube memberships, I mean it, because it pays my electric bill. And the food stamps takes care of the rest. And somehow I pay my bills. And the reason why I say that is because I watched my recap last night and I saw a lot of long pauses. And I see everybody saying, thank you for keeping it real. And I do. Some of those long pauses last night were questioning my life choices of making this team the focal point of what I'm hoping to be able to do for a living, because it's one of the only things I can do. And the reason why I say that is not just to say thank you for everybody, but it's also that I'm sorry that I'm genuinely sorry that Stu and I have been right about this particular situation, about a few situations, but specifically about Mackenzie Weegar. And I'm not blaming everything on him. We'll get into that. But I'm just in shock and disbelief that the number of times Stu and I sat here over the course of this year and said, he's going to make one of these screw ups and it's going to cost us a game and cost us a series and cost us a round. And I would much rather be sitting here with 130 comments of you guys are full of shit. Mackenzie Weegar saved the day and the Panthers. I'm sure Stu feels the same way.
Me too, buddy.
This is not about we were right. This is about shit. We were right.
Hey, you think we like making a video like this?
Right. And so thank you for
Yeah.
everybody who's watching. If you guys can, I don't promote myself enough, but if the links to the Patreon, the links to the YouTube memberships, and the links to the eBay store are in all the descriptions to the videos. Everybody who's joined, I have a incredible number of people that have joined when you take into consideration the size of the channel. So thank you. And that's what I got right now. Stu, you're up.
I mean, it's not over.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a very somber video. I mean, I didn't sleep good last night. Really, it's like 3 hours tops. Before I say anything, whatever. I want to make amends and make a big public apology here to somebody who was very nice and very generous to me. Dana, I am very, very sorry that, I did a shout out to this other fan, Chris, that helped me out with tickets, but Dana helped me out. I think it was the first Capitals game.
Yeah.
And she was very gracious and very, very nice to give me a couple of tickets to the game. So Dana, I humbly apologize. I hope you will forgive me. Took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, I don't want to be right.
Right.
I'd rather be happy with a win than right. But we called it, and somebody put a post on there, something about I'll take the good with the bad, anonymous. We kind of know who made that comment on this podcast. And we were right. He was wrong. And I love the guy and I respect the guy, but I'm sorry. You don't take the good with the bad, because the bad has cost us, a couple of games, but the game last night, that could be the series, and very possibly
is.
We're going to need a fucking miracle to win 2 games in Tampa.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to come back and do the game 5 again and then go back to Tampa. And it's just very frustrating. Okay. It's the same 2 guys that cost us, Mackenzie Weegar and Andrew Burnett. But this time you got to switch Andrew Burnett and Mackenzie Weegar. Okay. We said Weegar should have been benched last night, and another defenseman should have went in to teach him a lesson for the stupid mistake he cost us the game 1.
Right.
So Burnett does nothing. And of course, Weegar makes a bone-ass Keith Yandel play or Matheson play.
That was Matheson, yeah.
Okay, Matheson, where we got Forsling's got the guy covered behind the net. I mean, it's less than 10 seconds left. You don't leave the net unguarded. I'm watching this replay. Okay, I'm watching this replay again. I must have watched it 50 freaking times. Okay, 50 times, guys.
And he just goes and just.
And that's how you do it, Tampa. That's a great team. Hustling all the way to the 60-minute mark.
Right.
Did you see Luosterainen and Achari go for a skate?
I did not.
Where were they? Well, they figured there's only 10 seconds left. We're going to overtime. We might as well just coast instead of like playing to the last whistle.
Right.
I mean, this is all on Weegar. I don't know it was a bang play. So who knows if Bob should have made the stop or could have made the stop. It's just stupidity. And that's Mackenzie Weegar's biggest deficit, default, whatever. His hockey IQ is the size of a pea. I called it. Okay. A smart defenseman doesn't leave the front of the net to go after a guy behind the net. You can't score behind the net unless you bounce it in off the back of the head or the back of the goalie.
Right.
But with 3 seconds left, you don't do stupid stuff like that. And let's talk about the cough up at the blue line. I think that led to that.
Right.
I know there was at least a couple of players. I mean, I was at the game. I was in the suite, so I had a good angle of things. And, I'm just,
I know.
Oh, fuck that guy.
I know. Well,
I'm tired of him with his stubbornness. Here's the deal. So he's one of the 3 finalists for
I
the
know.
Coach of the Year award, which is how ironic. And they actually played that thing towards the end of the game, we're right in the middle of Tension City. And they play that, congratulations, Andrew Burnett, finalist. Listen, this is Q's team.
Right.
And he inherited.
Right.
Okay. This is Q's team system. So Burnett really didn't do anything. I mean,
he had to keep the train on the tracks.
I'm not going to get political because changes were made and our country's in the shitter right now. But if Burnett really didn't have to do anything, the only thing he had to do was the power play.
Right.
And again, you talked about it in your recap. We talked about it yesterday. I mean, the last video we did, the bottom line is you're not going to win a Stanley Cup with no power play goals.
No.
And that's probably the main reason we're going to lose this series.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I mean, we had a power play.
We made some suggestions. Okay. That obviously were comments from our audience.
Right.
Twitter people. I mean, Hornquist in front, maybe Hornquist and Reinhardt in front, taking Giroux off. And Huberdeau with the shot. I mean, starting the second unit. We made numerous suggestions.
And if you listen to the TNT announcers, I know they didn't, but the TNT announcers, it sounds like you and I are calling the game because they're incredulous about the same things. Like they keep throwing the same people out there in the same system. I mean, they're ripping Brunette for not making any changes on the power play. And then when Uyghur did what he did, the guy's like, I don't know. I mean, he sounded like a Panther fan. I don't know what Mackenzie Uyghur is thinking right there. That he can't score from behind the net.
I have a feeling people want to see us beat Tampa.
Yeah.
I really think we're the underdog, and even though we were, whatever. I don't even want a President's Cup winner. What does that mean? Nothing. Okay, it means nothing now.
Right.
But I genuinely think people are rooting for us, and it just really sucks to lose a game like that. I'm so freaking frustrated right now. I mean, he's going to win Coach of the Year.
Oh my God!
I mean, we know that's going to happen. And then what is Zito going to do?
Right.
I don't remember who it was that either posted on Twitter or made a comment about, why isn't Bill Zito, chiming in with this Mackenzie Uyghur situation? And, he's seeing what we're seeing.
He sees it.
He's in charge of the players.
Right.
Why is he not telling Bruno, sit that mother, you know what?
He might
and
now.
Put somebody else in.
Right.
Any other sport. Listen, a guy's in a baseball slump.
Right.
He's 0 for 30. You take him out of the lineup.
Yeah.
And you put somebody in.
Right.
A football wide receiver hasn't caught a pass in 30 attempts. What do? You sit him.
You sit him. No, you have.
Mackenzie Uyghur has cost us at least 3 games.
At least. Right.
At least 3 games.
Right.
He cost us game 1 and 2 of this series, and he cost us at least one of the Capitals, maybe 2 of the Cap. I'm just like, listen, I called it early on. I said the guy is overrated. Stats mean nothing. Okay. I don't like his hockey IQ. That is probably the top. That was the big thing with Lundell.
Right.
When I was touting Lundell and how smart he is, there's really, really smart hockey players, intuitive hockey players.
Right.
Then there's hockey players that are smart that can just play the game. And then there's dumb hockey players.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
and Uyghur falls in that category, just like Matheson, he just makes the wrong.
So since we have a little bit of a shorter window of time here, let's talk about a couple other things.
Well, those are the 2 big things.
Those are the 2 big things, but at the same point, we've also scored 2 goals in 2 games.
That's true.
And I'm like I said at the beginning of the recap last night, it kind of hit me. I was like, we've scored somehow
4.19 goals a game in the regular season.
Bob is playing so well that we've scored 2 goals in 2 games, and we're shocked that we're down 2-0. Any other circumstances, like, yeah, of course, so the idea that we were shocked, we've scored 1 goal each game, just shows you, number one, how Bobrovsky's playing. When he made that glove save,
which I thought might be, it was either going way right under the bar or it was going over the net, in my opinion. But
no, when I saw the replay, it looked
it was amazing. My son and I just like our jaws dropped.
right.
But hey, minimum 4 goals for Bob, we win.
Shit, 2 goals,
No.
2, both games. If we get that second goal, we probably are up to 2.
Minimum 4. We did it all year round.
I know. But
minimum
these guys
4
are
goals
not.
for Bob, we win. What happened to this team at home? 34-7.
Look, I'm watching.
Average 4 and 5 goals a game. They shut us down.
Right.
And it's not just Vasilevsky. They're just shutting us down.
They're just shutting us down. They
that
are
the waves. What happened? Where's the waves? There's no waves. There's no, scoring chances on the rush. I'd like to see what that stat is for the last 2 games. They're shutting us down, boys. They've watched video and they figured out a way, just like the Caps kind of sort of did before Verhaeghe's one-man miracle show.
Right.
If not for Carter Verhaeghe, we would have lost that Cap series.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the team didn't elevate their game to, we want the Stanley Cup really bad, and we're going to just give it all. Now, they highlighted something that was very, very cool of them to point out. I remember, again, I think it was on Twitter. Do you know how many block shots Tampa made and how many guys got hurt?
Right.
Case in point, Hagel took a shot either on the ankle, the foot, the knee, wherever.
Yeah, it was like,
and the guy couldn't even get to the bench.
Right.
And it's right across from where my suite is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see Hagel going in the tunnel and he's doubled over and I can see he's crying in pain and blah, 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 blah. And he's gone for probably a couple of shifts.
Yep.
I texted you.
Yeah.
And I texted you, right? Where's Hagel?
Yep.
Oh, never mind.
Never mind.
He is.
He's it. Yeah.
Stamkos, same thing. He got hurt. He went in the tunnel.
Right.
McDonough, I could go on and on and on.
Right.
These guys are the toughest MFers in sports.
Yeah.
And I tip my hat to every hockey player for the heart that they have and the resiliency they have of taking shots and
one of them,
whatever. Just amazing how strong they are physically and how strong they are mentally, because I'm sure it's mind over matter at that point. Like, hey, my ankle might be broken, but I'm going to go out there and give it all.
And both Stamkos and Hagel one of them got hit during the game off the chin, but I forget. But the other one, whichever one it was, a Stamkos or Hagel, actually took a puck. They hit the post during warmups. They showed it on TV.
Yeah. That was another guy.
And it I forget who it was, but I mean, and
that was another guy.
Yeah.
And that's why Brunette has a mandatory, Zito has a mandatory helmet rule for pre-games. I've seen that happen a number of times, guys. I've seen that happen to Alex Ovechkin, in pre-games. They want to look good. They got the flow going, blah, blah, blah. It's pre-game. And somebody takes a shot and it goes off the pipe and it.
Yep.
So whatever.
Yep.
Listen, I'll tell you another reason why we're losing this series. And when, injuries are going to happen. Obviously, Braden points out for them, but they're finding a way to get it done.
Right.
Mason Marchment, you can now see how important he is to this team.
Right.
Not only for the play and the physicality that he brings and the smarts that he brings and the playmaking that he brings, but now you got Lundell and Reinhart are orphans. They're missing their line mate, and that line has just been neutralized.
Somebody said Lundell had like 4 minutes.
4 minutes. And that, listen, again, I'll just say it. This coach is in over his head.
He's in way over his head. And that's, he
inherited this team, the players, he inherited the system. So he's got no ideas of his own.
Right.
Because if he did, and supposedly, well, not supposedly, I think he was our power play coach.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't make any changes. Like I said to you the other day, insanity.
Well,
Doing
and
the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result.
right.
So,
And
and
like I said, in the
Huberdeau and
recap,
Barkov. All right.
well,
So
yeah,
let's segue into Huberdeau and Barkov, who I, love both players, but here's another playoff where, soft belly Barkov is showing up.
right.
There's no fire intensity.
Right.
Okay. Like an Alex Ovechkin, that's a captain.
Right.
Okay. There's just, I hurt or not hurt. If he's hurt, then let him not play.
Right.
But if he's suit up and go to work. I don't see any intensity from that guy.
No, he just gets bumped off the puck.
He's just getting, and that's the way to beat. That's the way he's always gotten beaten in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Jonathan Huberdeau. I mean, we don't have any hair to pull out, but if we did, all our hair would be pulled out because, shoot. I mean, I'm standing up and I'm screaming, shoot. I don't know why I was screaming. Can't hear me. But the power play is just, and this would be my last comment on the power play.
Yeah.
The power play is one-dimensional.
Right.
There's no ingenuity. There's no creativity. It's all the same telltale plan.
Right.
Okay, we go down, we get it in the zone, it goes to Huberdeau, blah, blah. It's every single time.
Right.
The teams know what's coming, what's doing.
And look, we got beat. This is the thing that would make me, I'm going to grow because I've got the ring. Oh, shit. I'm going to grow the ring in the ponytail just so I can pull it out. If we allow that fucking bumper pass from Kucherov or Stamkos to the guy in the middle and don't figure out how to cover it one more time. This is last year. And this, somebody mentioned this and I was thinking it and I agree about it. Without Ekblad last year, but with Q, we look better in the playoff in the series than we do this year. Because this year we're getting beat the same exact way. And like with the power play, I said it last night, it's not we're going to stick to it and I'm going to make, no, he don't have any idea what the hell to do. He don't have any moves.
That's it.
At this
point,
point,
they don't know. They don't have any. They should have at least two or three option. Like football, you have plays written down, and the quarterback even looks at it and whatever. They should have at least 2 or 3 different options on what they're doing with, and they don't. They just look again. They look tentative. They look like let's just try and find the best, open guy, and flip the coin now to the penalty kill because we're getting killed. Just like the Caps, Tampa scored their opening goal was a power play, and it only took 30-something, 40 seconds, let's just say.
Yeah.
I think there was a minute 23. There was a minute and whatever. It took less than a minute for them to score.
Right. No.
They moved the puck around, and I think it was it off a Stamkos?
Well,
shot?
that was that point. That's what I'm talking about. It was.
Yeah, but Stamkos was able.
Stamkos got it to Corey Perry was in the Braden Point spot, and they did the same thing they've been doing to us with that same, and we just can't figure out we just can't figure it out ever.
Right.
Ever,
the
ever,
middle
ever.
guy in the 5 of spades.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So, and that,
that's how you execute. But
they have 2 looks. They have 2 looks because you don't know if they're going to shoot or pass. But with our guys, even the TNT announcers are screaming at it. It's just like they know you're going to pass the puck. They're giving you the shot. And I literally want to fly down there and wring their neck and just at how do you guys, and I respect all the media, that, but these guys, I'm telling you, part of our problems is we don't have guys that will ask the real tough questions like a real hockey town like a Toronto. They just won't ask the real tough questions. And some of that you have to blame on the Panthers themselves because they're so picky about the only positive coverage because they're worried about putting butts in the seats that they neuter themselves at a certain extent because there's only so much pressure being applied to the players and the coaches. And then the upper brass of the Panthers says, all right, don't say that. Don't ask that. That's we got to get positive. So some of this, a small percentage, but it is a percentage, goes all the way up to the top, and how they want to handle media and the portrayal of the team. They're a little bit too image conscious.
And I don't like, I didn't see it. I'm only hearing bits and pieces of Brunette's post game. If we had Tortorella right now, this would be a different situation. I think, forget it. I mean, I keep saying Trotz, but you know what? John Tortorella is the guy.
Well, at this point.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're right. I mean, but I know Bob made at least 2 great saves on Stamkos one-timers that were on the power play, but
wasting, Bob. Wasting.
Special teams, defense, and goalie. That's what wins you the cup. And we don't have it. So
we have one.
It's going to take a miracle. Listen, we're not giving up.
Not giving up.
No, we've seen this team come back before, but after what I'm seeing right now, and it's Tampa, they're the champs. They know they have us, and they know they have Vasilevsky in net.
Right. So,
and I think they have collectively the best defense. I mean,
they just have the best team.
Edmund and
it's just, I mean,
Chef and Chernak and McDonough. Those are 2. Those are 4 redwoods. That
and this is the last thing I'll say, because I know we're pressed for time. It's not just about having great players. It's about not having a glaring weakness as well. And we have 2 glaring weaknesses. And one is named Mackenzie Weegar, and the other one is all you have to do with Barkov and Huberdeau is put a man on them and get physical with them, and they wilt like a flower on a 100-degree day. Just wilt. They don't have it. Whatever it is, they're still looking for it.
And it's got to be the other players that step up.
Right. Well, 4 minutes time on ice for Anton Lundell. I mean, coach's answer last night was to put Barkov, Huberdeau, and Giroux together, which makes no sense because Barkov and Giroux have no chemistry. Okay, you may as well have you and I out there on the ice. They make each other look terrible.
That's the problem with the power play.
Right.
You have all these great players, but the chemistry's off.
Right. No, and you can't figure out.
Listen, it's not like we haven't been talking about this game after game after game. It's like we're a broken record here.
Yeah.
And as long as nothing's done, I mean, if I see Mackenzie Weegar on the ice Sunday, I will say to you, that's it.
Right.
Like, we might even get swept. Maybe we'll be lucky if we win a game. If Mackenzie Weegar is suited up after that, fuck up.
And last thing,
I've just lost all.
Something the announcer said last night, and we don't have time to get into it now, but he was talking about the power play. He was talking about how he's imploring Brunette to make some kind of changes. And he says, and the players are starting to show that frustration towards Brunette as well. Huberdeau's been coming back to the bench really, really aggravated and frustrated. So you kind of have to start to wonder if these guys are realizing shit. We don't have the guy to put us in position to win these games. It might, might be starting to creep in a little bit.
I think Jeff sent me something or posted something about it's not because I posted something about the curse of the President's Trump. He says it's not that. We don't have a leader.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So anyway,
right,
I'm sorry, guys. I got a meeting that I've got to fly, and there's nothing really else to say. I mean, we could go on for an hour just venting, and that's all this pretty much is at this point. I'll just end with this. Just like Eric, I hate being right. In this instance, I hate being right.
Right.
But we've been right all along. And now for the ones that were slow to coming to join us in that, whatever
Yeah.
we were saying.
Yeah.
I think right now you see what we've seen all along, and it's unfortunate that this great season is basically gonna we're swirling in the toilet bowl,
Right.
slowly going down the freaking toilet bowl.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're all gonna have a good cry when this season ends, because it was just so much possibilities,
Potential.
and
Yep.
and it's just potential and whatever. I
Well,
if Q is still with us, do you think this stuff would be happening? So that's an open question.
right.
Comment on that,
Yep.
because I don't have time to
Right.
go
Right.
on
Yep.
and on.
Yep.
Have a great day. And
All right, guys. Yep.
and again, thanks, Dana.
Yep. We appreciate all the support.